So this person's a big TikToker, right?
Knew what that word meant, and in my past, I said disgusting things to people, and I am so ashamed of—
All right, let's rate this apology. Are you ready for it? Let's rate this apology, okay? This is my favorite game.
In my past, I said disgusting things to people, and I am so ashamed of myself for using racist rhetoric and derogatory language to hurt others.
Okay. Right off the bat, we got problems. First of all, if you're making an apology video, you don't want to be crying. You don't want to do the obvious sympathy bait here, okay? You got to chill with that shit, all right? If you come in an apology video, you're looking all teary-eyed, you're doing a little huffy voice shit, okay? You're obviously trying to get people to sympathize. It's not good. Second of all, the abstract, I used racist rhetoric and derogatory language feels a little bad, you know? Like you're trying to avoid the actual severity or totality of what you're saying.
Rhetoric and derogatory language to hurt others, because I knew what that word meant and I understood the power behind it, but I said it anyway because it was the meanest thing that I could think of, and I am so sorry to everyone, but especially to those in the Black community, because only you guys can forgive me for this, and there is no—
Oof, that's not good either. This makes it feel like she's making a direct and deliberate appeal to Black people to, like, absolve her of her sins, which makes it come off as really, really performative. That's not good. Oh, dude, could this be like our normie talk? Like the normie segment, you know? Oh, God. Hello? Okay. So, hey, listen. If anyone on Earth knows about how to apologize publicly and how to deal with bad PR, it's got to be me, okay? So, the issue with this is that it sounds like she's making a direct appeal to the Black community to absolve her. It's her, it's she, her, right? I don't know. It's TikTok. I don't know. You know, when you talk about forgiveness in this context, I don't think that's the direction you should be going. I think you should just say, this was a hurtful thing to say. It harms people. This language was unacceptable. I apologize to everyone who was hurt by this. But when you go into the language like only the Black community can forgive me, it does feel like bait a little bit, you know? But okay, let's go on.
excuse, and there are no justifications for what I said, and you guys deserve better. And when—
This could be a personal preference, but I feel like when it comes to apologies, the more curt, the shorter they are, the better it is. But playing into it a bunch with, like, you know, you didn't deserve this, you deserve so much better, like this could, I thought I was better than this, but I did it better. Like, the longer you go into it, it feels like it feels like you're trying to accumulate good boy points, you know, like tendies.
when I first saw the screenshots, I didn't even think that they were real, because I forgot how hateful and how angry of a person I used to be, and it hurts my soul knowing that I said those things.
That's bad. It hurts my soul knowing that I said those things. If this is one of those show not tell things, okay? So wait, hold on. There's a part here that I think can be justifiable, and a part that I don't think so. Saying when I saw those screenshots, I didn't even think they were real at first. I think there's an angle to that is legitimate. I think we've all had points in our life where we're reminded of bad behavior we used to engage in. Like somebody points it out to us or reminds us, and we're like, oh my God. I can't believe I was like that. I think most people have moments like that in their life. Obviously, this is a pretty fucking severe one. So I don't necessarily have an issue with that. But then when you take that and you say, it hurts my soul knowing I said those things, it feels like the objective here is to indicate that she's still a good person. That she's not that person. And it's true, you're not the person you were years ago. People do change, that is a thing. But I feel like the objective of an apology should be to state the thing you did wrong, indicate that that thing was definitely wrong, and then you have to have the moving forward statement. What are you going to do about this moving forward? You know, like, what are you going to do to address this? in an instance like this, because this was like a leaked screenshot and not like behavior, I don't know if there's much you can do about follow-up action. Like, you know, because if you say something like, I'm not going to comment on black issues for a while, that comes off as, I feel like that's quite a bit worse. Yeah, there are people in chat saying that she lied about it, like she may have downplayed this or something like that. That's like the #1 killer right there, okay? If it turns out that you did something bad and you lie about it and you're caught in the lie and then you come out with the apology video, you are fucked. You are fucked. There's nothing that you can do after that. You have killed all...
Okay, I swear this is not going to become the OnlyJayus drama channel, but I just wanted to mention a couple more things. So I Speak 1906 just made this video where he basically pointed out that she said that, you know, she thought that the messages were photoshopped, and then it turned out, but that she also said that she apologized earlier, so that meant she was lying about thinking that they were photoshopped. And she left several comments in response. She said she did apologize a year ago, but it was a year ago and she has bad memory and gets thousands of DMs. Once she saw proof, she was completely honest. And what do you want me to do? Or what you hope? Wait. Man, is what you want me to do or what you hope that I would say? I didn't knowingly lie. What would have been the right apology, quote unquote, for this? I can't change my past. I can only apologize. I'm trying to show that I've changed and I'm working to be better. I don't know what else to do. I took the time I did because I was dealing with a lot of outside factors. I did take accountability and I said what I said was horrible. Anyone else sensing a touch of defensive deflection? Because that's the vibe I'm reading here. Okay, I swear this is not going to...
I think having been in this position before, where you feel like you're confronted with some bad shit, I feel like a bit of defensiveness is a warranted emotional reaction, but if you let that seep into the way you respond, you're fucked. You're completely fucked. And thankfully, because we're all online content creators, we can take the time necessary to respond to this stuff appropriately. So, as I understand it, the reason why she's accused of lying is because she initially said that the screenshots were photoshopped, but she said she had already apologized for them. So it's like taking accountability only after it was proven that those screenshots were real, I think, kind of thing, right? If that's the position you're in, you're off on a pretty bad foot. How big is this content creator, this OnlyJayus person? Pretty big. We're talking 10 mil on TikTok. Holy fuck. It's crazy to me. I know TikTok's got a lot of young people, but like, they're like kids. They're like kids superstars on TikTok. It's wild. All right, well, let's keep going.
Hurts my soul knowing that I said those things. But the screenshots and the things I've said in my past are not a reflection of who I am today. And I am so grateful for the people in my life that I met after high school, in college, at my previous jobs, and on TikTok who took their time to educate me on their experiences. Because listening to them was so powerful and a real reality check for me. So I want to take this time to take a step back and share my platform with some amazing Black creators who are going to tell their story.
Okay, wait, hold on. I'll talk about this in a second, but right now, this is the actionable item at the end. This is actually a good thing, right? Saying afterwards, I'm going to turn this TikTok over to Black creators. So we can argue about sincerity. This feels like a fairly decent end card. But I'll get to that in a second.
To try and educate others on the trauma that happens when we use this kind of language. I know that my words hurt people, and I know that my words have consequences, and that there is no immediate fix for my actions, but I am so deeply sorry for all the pain that I've caused.
Okay, so the big issues here are avoiding responsibility. So wait, hold on. The big issue here was doing it in the first place. The second big issue was avoiding responsibility initially. The third big issue is the tone of this video. The tone of this video comes off as very, please God, don't think less of me, which is not what an apology should be. Let's scale it back a little bit and imagine that we're talking about an apology for something way more minor with like an interpersonal friend, okay? Let's say that your friend lends you their car so you can run out, get an errand. You ding it a little bit. You ding the side, okay? You got your friend's car. You got a ding on it. Not good. Nothing's going to insurance. Just you dinged it, okay? That sucks. So let's say you're talking to your friend, and you're apologizing, And what your apology should be, this is a good apology, okay? A good apology is, Jesus Christ, I fucked up. I'm really, really sorry. I wasn't careful enough. My bad. I'll cover the cost. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, my apologies. I get it. Yeah, but that's it. You don't want to say stuff like, "I've learned from this lesson." You don't want to say stuff like, "I hope you can forgive me," because when you do stuff like that, you make it incredibly clear that the goal of your apology is to salvage your PR rather than to actually address the issue. Now, here's the actual thing. All apologies are just about PR, unfortunately. So the goal of a proper online apology is to manage your PR in a way which comes off as sincere as possible and to avoid perceived insincerity. It's possible to try to salvage your PR in a way which is good and sincere. I don't think those things are mutually exclusive. But generally, good attempts at salvaging PR don't come off like attempts to salvage PR. You know what I mean? You see this too with corporations when they're trying to advertise. It's usually like the good virtue signally corporate, we're going to clean up our act and no longer allow corporate malfeasance or no longer going to pollute the environment or whatever. Usually the more obvious of a PR gimme it is, the worse it comes off. So when it comes to actual harm, in terms of a 4-year-old or whatever leaked screenshot, the actual harm done is fairly abstract. So what you really want to do is assuage the underlying fear of your audience. And what's the underlying fear here? In my mind, the underlying fear, this is my guess, is probably not that, like, she's a bad person, period. It's probably that she, or maybe a lot of people like her, virtue signal about their political intentions when in reality they have that same underlying racial animus that motivates the behavior of a lot of bigoted people. So their concern isn't like that she's like a crypto Nazi. Their concern is like, it doesn't matter what she says, because even if she thinks she's a good person, it's all just a veneer, a surface level wrapped around a core of bad thoughts. So wait, I'm being linked this. She wants to manipulate people, Vosh.
Psychology tricks that I know work.
Goofy, if you guys haven't noticed, Jayus takes pride in manipulation tactics. Every time she gets caught up in drama, she brings up foster care, or she says that, oh, she been wanting this to happen. This is her psychological tricks. If you see where she says, trying to word my apology the best way, she's trying to find the best way to execute the video so you guys feel sorry for her and feel like she's grown up since then. Which you guys will fall for, even though she repeatedly lied to multiple people about the video being photoshopped. I just want to be the first one to say I called it. Watch.
Psychology tricks that I know work.
Goofy alert.
So there's a half-truth to this, but there's one thing that's very important that I need to point out, okay? So I don't know if this is the case here, but it is important. Just because a creator takes time to produce an apology, that does not mean the apology is insincere. In fact, trying to expect and force out an immediate apology is usually going to guarantee that the apology is not just clumsy, but also insincere. The more time you have to reflect on something to deliver an apology, generally speaking, this improves the quality of the apology. You need to give people some time to think on it. It shouldn't take that long to own up to, though. I understand that may seem the case, but you have to understand that if you're an enormous content creator, like a 10 million follower TikToker, something like this can snowball to a point where it feels like the end of the world. I know this is like difficult to sympathize with if you haven't had a large platform, but when you're that big, when you have like a social media empire and you have all these connections and all this built up good faith, and then like you see thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people start to say shit about you. And a lot of that shit is deserved, by the way. Usually when drama takes place, even if you're at fault, as she is here, even if you're at fault, a lot of the drama, a lot of the blowback is deserved. But a lot of it isn't going to be. A lot of it is going to be speculative. And a lot of it is going to feel very, very uncharitable. Even if the assumptions being made by the general audience are reasonable, like, ooh, maybe she's a racist. If you don't believe you're a racist and you're seeing literally millions of people, larger than the population of some countries, calling you a racist, that can have a pretty devastating psychological effect. I don't think it's necessarily wrong to take time to prepare an apology under conditions like that. And I don't think it's wrong to be upset or even a little defensive, even if you're at fault. But when the time finally comes to present that apology, you would better be sure it is a goddamn good one. Because if after giving yourself that time, you still don't stick the landing, that's not good. The platform for TikTok is also not helpful for this. TikTok is a very bad platform, bad platform for addressing drama like this. If you really want to lay out a sincere apology, the best ways to do that are A, typing out an essay, twit longer, you know, or B, a longer YouTube video. But the way TikTok functions with its necessarily short lengths really prevents, it doesn't give you the elbow room to really produce something good. In that respect, I feel for her, because it's possible that some of the mistakes she made in her apology were a product of what she felt were time constraints. Can somebody link me her TikTok profile? I want to see what it looks like right now, if you don't mind. I'm just, you know, the streamer here. Do you think she's sincere? Having talked to a lot of dumb fucking people in my life, yeah, I think so. If I had to guess, the most likely explanation for all of this is that she was an angry, spiteful piece of shit in the past, and then when confronted with it, she freaked out, didn't remember it, accused it of being a Photoshop, lied, panicked, did everything possible to mitigate it, then it snowballed out of control beyond. She realized she had no choice but to accept it, and now she's accepting it with a clumsy apology. Now, you can say that makes a person a bad person. I don't know. Human brains are not designed to deal with the backlash of tens of millions of people calling you a racist. Our brains, our monkey brains are just not designed for that. So I don't really want to line on like the bad person, good person angle. That's not what I'm interested in. I'm just interested in the quality of the apology, you know? She took BLM out of her bio, apparently. See, so here's a charitability thing. I would be willing to bet anything that the reason why she took BLM out of her bio was because she saw a lot of people telling her that she should, because she's a traitor to the movement. Now, that could be false, but I'd be willing to bet she probably got literally like tens of thousands of people spamming like, you have BLM in your bio, like, yeah, how dare you, like, you're racist. Yeah, because I've gotten the same hate where people say I shouldn't call myself a socialist or a feminist because of or trans or LGBT friendly or what have you, because of X drama or Y drama. And of course, my answer to these things are eat shit, eat my shit in hair, choke on it. I am what I am. But that's a type of hate people tend to get. Right, my shit in hair, of course, obviously. How are we doing over here? Man, these videos have millions of views. What did she get popular for anyway?
Their experiences, because listening to them was so powerful and
okay, so we already saw this. I just want to take a look at some of the comments, if I may.
In my past,
here's the first one. What do we got here? Some of these comments are liked like tens of thousands of times. Guys, stop. She said sorry, except it's in sarcasm text. Corvette. I don't know what that means. I'm going to guess she owns a Corvette. It's okay, she said sorry. Yo, I'm confused. What kind of psychology trick is this? I think that's in reference to an earlier thing. It's a TikTok meme? Gotcha. Walkie slush? What the fuck even is TikTok? What are these comments? What does any of this mean? Oh my gosh, she said, sorry, why you guys so mad? Guys, I ate sushi today, 38,000 likes. What do any of these mean? Anyways, it's okay, she said sorry. Why the fuck are there so many top comments saying she said she's sorry? We get it. Apologies don't necessarily mean anything. What? Why? Stop. Jesus. Hey, free the homie. He said he was sorry. That's every comment! Okay, let's look at the other one.
Their experiences.
Hold up. Take 217, clack. Okay, that one's pretty funny. This got to be a joke. You forgot this. Little tear. Little blue tear. You a good actor. Child. Anyways, I'm going to the store. Y'all want something? Corvette, to be honest. Okay, never mind. I don't know. I don't understand. I'm not playing it up. I legitimately don't understand any of this. I don't understand. Chile as a country, it's not Chile, it's Chile. Even I know it's Chile, okay? Literally a different language. It's TikTok is an entirely separate language, okay? God, what a horrible platform for having to navigate a nuanced apology. Oh my God, I'd rather kill myself than have to. Oh God, if I was a TikTok, like primarily like a TikTok content creator, and I was like, oh God, I'm in some drama, I have to apologize. There's no way, dude. That platform is just fucked. Okay, here's an actual comment. This apology is unfortunate. It just seems like a bunch of sentences you think we want to hear. This is from Stefan Johnson, who has 1.8 million followers, a fellow content creator. How would I have handled this? So, the best way to handle this, to begin with, is assuming that the incendiary event has already taken place. The best way to handle this, by far, is when accusations start to come out. Obviously, you don't accuse anything of being photoshopped. You don't start talking about apologies. You chill the fuck out for a minute. You take a day or two, and then you prepare your response. I think the best response that you could give is not a response that you can put on Twitter. Sorry, on TikTok. So I think the best option there probably would have been to produce a TikTok with a shorter apology and maybe link it to a YouTube video, because she has to put something on TikTok because she's a TikTok creator. She would be accused of trying to bury the truth if she put the whole apology like exclusively on a different platform. The limitations of TikTok are really, really unfortunate in this respect. But I think the best thing you can do in that situation, like sincerely, is to say like, hey, there's a screenshot circulating right now, which from a few years ago of me doing X and Y. And so I have received, as you can imagine, a lot of very warranted criticism following that. And I just want you all to understand that coming with this on the spot's pretty difficult. Then this screenshot is abhorrent. Here's a good one, by the way. If there are any fans of mine who are defending it or downplaying it, I ask you to stop, please. The things that I said there were legitimately terrible, and I don't want anyone else attempting to downplay it. I admit a bit at a loss of where to head from this point, because I understand my followers will have completely warranted and reasonable suspicions about me and about what I believe and about what I care about and what my priorities are. And I know there's nothing that I can do there except to do my best from this point forward. And that is what I'm going to attempt to do. And then you end with like a good follow through, like giving it over to black content creators or something like that. Now, obviously that was right off the cuff, so you would need to workshop it a little bit, but you do not want to cry. You do not want to, you do not want to not, okay, this sounds weird. If you're a female content creator, wear the standard amount of makeup. That not wearing any makeup thing makes it come across like you've been laying in bed crying and eating ice cream all day, or for the past couple of days, which is meant to garner sympathy. So no sad music, no crying, no choking out your voice. Wear the whatever amount of makeup you typically wear. Don't wear less than the typical amount of makeup. I don't think she's wearing makeup here, just judging from her clearly not wearing makeup. You want to, don't defend yourself even slightly. Don't even look like you're defending yourself. What if she's actually not been able to sleep properly? Then put more makeup on. Okay, this is all about PR. Presenting a good apology is twofold. You want to do good to you, and you want to do good to your audience, okay? There is legitimate good to be done to your audience if you're able to present a good apology, because if you do so, you can assuage complications and fears that are produced in your community as a product of whatever you're being accused of doing. So I think I understand she's probably in a really difficult position here as somebody who gets shit online for having said the N-word in the past. Though I will say she said it in a very exceptionally racist context. Whereas My use was tactical. Still not good, but tactical. With all that said, I understand that she's probably put in a difficult position here, but I admit that I question her sincerity slightly. I do admit that. Okay, wait, somebody linked one last video. I'm being defensive. Yeah, well, you know. Somebody linked, this person made a good point against her. Okay, we'll see. We'll see one more good point against her. Oh, and one last thing that you do, by the way. One last thing you do. The most important part of an apology is moving on. You move on past the apology, do the content that you can to the best of your ability, produce it, be careful, be deferent to the interests of people who are skeptical or critical of your behavior. Do not downplay it in the future. Do not minimize it. Don't toss it under the rug. This is something that I'm proud of for myself doing. I have a lot of drama against me, but I don't downplay or hide any of it. I keep that shit in archives. I literally have made videos, everything I've been canceled for. You know? Because I think one of the most weaselly thing that you can do if you get in drama is rely on your audience to, like, cycle through a little bit, you know? And, like, wait for people to forget. If you're responsible and ethical, I think you can weave the story of this drama into the fabric of you growing as a person and of your content growing. I think that's more honest. I think that's more fair. All right, let's learn.
And to take a step back and share my platform with some amazing Black creators.
Invitation denied. I'm tired of racist people calling me derogatory words and then telling me that I can come on their platform to amplify my voice. I don't need you to amplify my voice. I think TikTok can hear me just fine. OnlyJayus, I was gonna take it easy on you because your bio says you're 21 years old, but you said some big girl stuff, so you're gonna get this big girl response. The only thing I might hate more than a racist is a liar. When the screenshots got released, you said that you thought they were photoshopped. See, I don't think you ever thought that. I think you were scared. You knew you said the shit, but you ain't want to get canceled because you made some horrible statements. When we found out that they weren't photoshopped, then you decided to do your apology tour. I'm not buying it. The apology was giving me very much, please Nickelodeon and Netflix, don't drop me from my brand deal. Don't care about this apology. I'm not coming on your platform to educate you about racism for free. I've said it once, I've said it again, TikTok. Stop expecting racists to do the right thing.
And to take a step back and share my...
And that's also definitely a type of response that you can get. I don't think it's a Godstony moment, by the way. I think that attitudes like that actually prevent people from being forthcoming and honest about shit like that that's happened. Or not Godstony, sorry, fucking Gauche or whatever our term isn't. Right now, the left needs to learn how to take an apology. It's not about taking the apology, it's just about essentialization. That's the main issue that I have. It's essentialization. I wonder if there's like an appropriate metric for how we can decide an apology is like good or like what we can do about it. Don't you think all the people here and otherwise doing the Yas Queen narrative are just going to prevent further apologies and have a what's the point mentality? Well, yeah, that's my point, okay? Whether you like it or not, I'm not saying everyone's racist, but whether you like it or not, most people at some point in their life done some pretty fucking heinous shit. When you're a public figure, usually it's only a matter of time until that shit comes out. Sometimes it's relatively minor, sometimes it's pretty severe as it was this case. And in whatever the case is, like, if you standardize a process where a person engages in that behavior and they get like incredible and overwhelming condemnation in a way which doesn't really preclude the possibility for personal growth, people won't make an effort to engage in personal growth. That's the problem that I have. But honestly, I'm a fucking white boy, you know? I'm a white boy, and I'm taking a guess that this person's a black woman. And you know what? If I was a black woman and I had to deal with the kind of shit black women have to deal with online every single fucking day, I'd probably get pretty fucking tired too. So my perspective on this is definitely influenced by my bias, you know? If I was black online, I did politics shit, holy fuck, the fucking discourse cycle, oh God, would probably drive me to some positions too, you know? And as a general rule, and by the way, in a consequentialist sense, in a general rule, or as a general rule, I'm sorry, there's quite a bit more harm caused by latent racism than there is by overreactions to latent racism. So if you're ever worried about trending too hard to one side or another, it's probably better to come down hard on what you perceive to be racism.